Whoa.
Tell me more.
For the longest time.
You want it.
Could still be music left to right. What more can I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time.
Come again.
Yo, whoa, yeah. What? Yeah. Get it.
For the longest time. Whoa.
Get it.
For the
longest time. I can't rap really good. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
For the longest time, I didn't rhyme, and I still don't.
Yeah. I think we got our intro, guys.
Everything starts with the barbershop quartet.
I like it.
I've heard very good things about Heavy Rain, but I've never played it. I've never seen anybody play it.
I really want to play it.
All I know is there's a thing about being a architect. The architect challenge.
That's all you need to know. It's an architect simulator.
Well, isn't there? Well, there's two really good videos from that. There's the one where the guy doesn't press anything while the QuickTime event's happening. So the guy's like running through like a rainy street in a marketplace, and he's trying to chase a guy, and he runs into a he approaches like a market stand with a bunch of fruit on there, and it's like smash X to maneuver over the market stand, but he doesn't. So the guy just runs into it and then gets back up, and it's like car comes over. It's like, move the right joystick to hop over the car. Doesn't do it, so he gets hit by the car, but he keeps moving. It takes forever. He doesn't die. He just goes through it, but it lasts so much longer. And the other one is
I didn't do it.
When they spam that, was it Ethan? That's the character's name, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that when the guy's yelling and you spam the X and he's like, Ethan?
Oh, no. He's saying either
Carl?
There's two scenes. One would be most likely Jason.
That's what it was.
Jason.
And so the voice actor for Ethan is also not an English native speaker. He's French. He's the same actor. This is a French game. Mm-hmm. So when he says Jason, it sounds really off too. He's like, Jason.
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 Oh, wow.
I don't know where he went.
Can you
left
play
him
through the
at
whole game
camp.
without passing a single quick time event? 'Cause
No.
That guy beat it, the level at least.
Yeah, he
Failing.
did. He did go through that level.
So I don't want to say too much because maybe this is the game that we have Buck play. I think it'd be
Instead
good.
of Metal Gear.
Well, we can do that, but that's just a huge undertaking of 5 different games.
You wanted to play the whole series?
Why not?
Well, but you do have to play them. I feel like everyone has to.
And Heavy Rain though is only like 8 hours long or something like that.
I want Buck to play Ogre Battle and see if he can figure it out or not.
What the heck is Ogre Battle?
See, it's not going to go well.
What?
It's really hard. Or not really hard, but it's hard to wrap your head around it nowadays, I feel like.
Yeah.
To the point where this Japanese company decided afterwards that they needed to change the entire formula because it was not well received in Japan.
Is that Mike Myers' fault with Shrek?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Hold on.
Okay, so Ogre Battle is the first game that whatever this fucking guy made, right? And then they made Tactics Ogre, and then they did Final Fantasy Tactics. The explanation was when they did their Tactics Ogre, they changed it because basically Ogre Battle was not received well. People thought it was maybe a little too complicated, and it wasn't very personal or something along those lines. Where Tactics Ogre, you're controlling individual units. It's more like the Fire Emblem series at that point in time. That thing. So yeah.
Oh, could you guys do a voiceover thing for Journey?
Yeah, probably.
That'd be kind of fun.
You played Journey, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that was a PS Plus game that you could have for 2016, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it was a 2016 free one.
Or am I thinking of
Free
Going
One.
Home?
Okay.
No, that was also 2016. Free game you can have.
What was it called actually?
Gone Home?
Gone Home.
Gone Home.
Yo, someone was going.
Someone was there.
Someone went home.
Someone
Lesbian
ended
stories.
up there.
Someone wasn't there though too. A few people weren't. Did you play Gone Home?
I watched John play at the beginning, and then
That entire game, I thought something bad was going to happen.
I did too.
Then you're like, oh, she's just a lesbian. Cool.
Yeah, she just ran away.
And where's
10
your
out of 10.
parents?
Polygon.
You kind of thought,
Yeah.
you kind of thought that you were gonna find a body up there, right? Because I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Well, when I walked into that one closet area where they had like the satanic star or whatever, the pentagram and the candles, and I walked in there and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. It's about to pick up. Like I thought it was gonna like morph into this demonic or some sort of possessed deal, and nope. You walk up spoiler, I guess, whatever. But you walk up there and there's a note, and they ran away.
Yep.
That's it.
Two lovers
These
ran
guys
away.
abandoned a house, though?
No,
that
the
shit? Are they-
parents went out to go pick you up from the
This is
airport.
worst game
And
I've
you decided to take a cab home.
Yeah, so basically,
That's it?
you're coming home from college or something. You get home, your parents are out. You get to read all these notes and find out that your parents might not be faithful to each other.
Yeah.
and
yeah,
a whole
and that.
bunch of other shit. And your sister, are you canonically a girl as well?
Yes,
I think
you
that's
are
the
a
case.
girl.
Okay. Your sister,
believe.
like you start reading it into all of these notes, and you start to think maybe your sister's like she's dealing with her own issues.
She's rebelling.
Yeah, and then you start thinking, oh shit, maybe she's into like some cult stuff. To oh shit, maybe she's offed herself. To oh, I guess she's not going to the military, and she's going
No,
to
her
elope.
girlfriend was going to
Yeah, her girlfriend's
that's
going to the
right, that's
military.
right.
Yeah.
Trash.
She's gonna elope and
I feel like
disappear.
the creator of this game is just telling a personal story of his
Heck, very well could
Or
be.
hers.
or hers. Excuse me.
That was the same group that did Bioshock, though, right? Wasn't that a
I don't think it was.
No,
it's,
because
it's
there-
This is a
Fulbright.
Kojima game, right?
no? Because no, I swear they had some sort of it's like developers from Bioshock did it, and there was a few Easter eggs in there from Bioshock.
Okay, maybe, but
Isn't it like a connected universe? Isn't that what all that was going to be?
Be great if it
like
was.
Gone Home is
actually
actually
one of the
in the
little girls.
Bioshock universe.
Oh man, so many things are actually in the Bioshock universe.
Your father is a big daddy.
It could be because they ruined the story with Infinite, and there's literally.
Wait, you thought that
infinite-
ruined the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to speak
Absolutely.
on that one, Keith?
The whole ending's
I
bullshit.
got a new pocket watch. It's actually mechanical, so you got to wind it and everything. I'm sorry, I love this thing.
And that's how you chose to show it to us, is tap your microphone with it.
Well, I was hoping I could hear it.
Oh, you got to wind it. You said, wait. Faintly.
According to Polygon, January 22nd, 2014, Gone Home, Bioshock share the same universe.
Oh my god.
That's what it was. See?
Bioshock, Gone Home, System Shock all take place within the same universe, according to the Fulbright Company co-founder Steve Gaynor.
Also, that's in
Steve
the,
Gaynor.
Gaynor.
that's also in the Disney
foreigner.
Pixar universe as well, by the way. But
One
that's here
more,
nor there.
one more thing before
We actually start.
Neil gets us back on track. I actually, I got as a Christmas gift from my, don't get confused, from my brother's wife's parents. They bought me the Bioshock collection
Dun dun
for
dun.
Xbox One.
Oh,
But the stupid thing is they knew I had a PS4, and that's all they knew I had. So, they got me an Xbox One game, thinking I don't know if they thought like, yes, all consoles are the same. It's one disc to another, it doesn't matter. But I got it in the mail, and I was pumped. I was like, I wanted to replay the first one, and I stopped playing the second one because either I got distracted with something else or I wasn't a fan. I can't remember. And I hadn't played Infinite yet. But so I open it, I get pumped that I have it now. And then I realize, holy shit, they had no idea I had an Xbox One because they were there on the Christmas that I got my PS4. So they knew I don't know. Anyway, thank you,
maybe they asked your
Andy and
girlfriend?
Jackie.
They're watching like a college football game and they see an Xbox commercial and they're like, "Hey, Jeff's got that, doesn't he?"
Yeah, it works.
Well, he might.
What? They're all DVDs. They work.
Disc is a disc.
Yeah.
No matter how small.
I've never played 2.
Got you one of those CDs, Buck. It's called Bioshock.
So while we're talking about our gaming experiences of 2016, maybe it's topical to talk about what games you enjoyed most in 2016.
Overwatch.
Well,
That's your top one, hands down.
Oh, that's it. Overwatch. Okay. Still playing Overwatch.
And let's be clear too, we're making a couple of exceptions here to just games you've played if you haven't played
Yes.
anything current. If you're lame, it's cool.
Looking
Worry
at
about
you.
don't look at me. I
This works real well for an audio podcast.
It does. Overwatch. That's it. You don't have any honorable mentions or any?
No, I got
Yeah, let's
honorable
start
mentions.
with you. So talk about Overwatch for us. I mean, give us the 1 minute explanation for anyone that doesn't know what Overwatch is or is mistaking it for Paladins.
So, Overwatch is a better version of Paladins, which is a worse version of, oh God, what's that one game called that was on the red box that was free to play?
Paragon?
No,
On Red
Or
Box?
Paragon,
on the
that's right.
no, the orange box. The orange box.
I was gonna say,
red
the one
box.
on Red
Team
Box?
Fortress.
Yeah, Team
right?
Fortress 2. It's just it's the 2016 version of Team Fortress 2. It's amazing. There are different classes and they're all being changed. It's first person shooter, kind of, more or less, with 5 different shooting mechanics.
And every single one of these characters is like I haven't played it, but I've heard that they're just super specific and they're all work together in some sort of way and they're all their own personalities. And I've heard that's one of the reasons why people keep coming back to it is because there's so much personality in like the each character. And they're like, oh, so I guess it's probably almost like a fighting game where you can like, oh, you play Ryu or Ryu, whatever you want to say.
Ryu for the win.
But because I played the demo once, and I played the guy with the guns,
McCree, the 6-shooter.
yeah, and I just got wrecked.
No, it makes sense. He's a harder character to use, but yeah. So every single character's got their own unique gun that shoots at their own unique pace. Everyone's got different special moves, different characteristics. You play with everyone super different. It's kind of like playing a MOBA.
Do you have a clan or a group of people that you play with all the time so you can match up different characters and do different strategies?
Just my wife, and I actually recently got my uncle the game, so he's been playing a lot of it lately. But mainly it's just me and my wife. We 2-stack it.
Nice.
And I guess going down my list in no particular order after Overwatch being the top game of my year. You mentioned Thumper, and I completely forgot that game came out in 2016. So this game is described as a rhythm violence game. You are a beetle that is going down a track at a very high speed, and you have to hit X along with the up button, the left or the right button, and or the down button. And it's super simple, but super duper fast. So just X in a direction. And it's beautiful. And if you ever get a chance to play it on the PlayStation VR, like the sense of scale is mind boggling. It's in native 4K on the PlayStation 4 Pro.
And the music's good.
Oh yeah. Rhythm violence. If you've never heard of rhythm violence, because there's nothing like it.
Now you have.
Then me and my wife have been playing this game called Overcooked, which I talked about last time. Thanks for reminding me about that bug. And it's basically just you're a chef in a kitchen with other chefs in a kitchen trying to get orders out as fast as possible. We actually beat it the other day. Oh man, such teamwork. Her sister was in town over Christmas break, so she spent the night one night and we were up until like 3 a.m. just overcooking it. And then we played a little at Don't Starve together, but that's here nor there. Then Forza Horizon 3. It's made my list as top racing game. I've been waiting for a Forza game, and I kind of...
Looks beautiful.
Oh my God, it's so pretty. I kind of built my PC, and then I was like, oh yeah, Xbox Anywhere. Now I don't have to buy an Xbox One to play Forza. That's why I also play Killer Instinct on that as well. And last but not least, I can say I beat it now. Diablo 1 on Diablo 3.
What's that mean?
They're having a special event if you're playing Diablo 3 right now where you can actually go into Diablo 1.
No way.
Old graphics and all.
Were you the wizard or were you the warrior?
So you actually, it brings over the character that you're using in Diablo 3.
Oh, that's dumb.
Nope, he's out now.
You look offended right now.
Well, just be one of the original 3 characters that you could be.
Well, but then you'd have to like
You had to
make a
re-level
new
up or
character.
something, right?
You'd have to respec. You'd have to.
That's fine. You're playing a brand new game with all the original maps. Am I wrong? Is it all the original?
Well, I heard that there were some differences, and I don't know. I didn't get too far into the article, but what I got from it was that it wasn't entirely Diablo 1.
No, it's not like
from start to finish, you kind of just start off in old New Tristram, and then you go through most of Diablo 1, but you don't like, if you go back to town, it's back in Diablo 3. And then like the graphics look pretty and ugly all at the same time. Like, you know, when you're looking at something, you're like, my eyes really hurt because you've been squinting. With the graphics of this, since it's like pixels, your eyes hurt because you haven't blinked them at all. Because you're just trying to focus so hard on what you're actually looking at because the pretty lights. But
is your character still like full 3D within this pixel environment?
Kinda. I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. Like, God damn it, there was a Mario game I played recently.
Is it like playing the hidden Doom levels, the original Doom levels with the Doom character in the remake?
Oh God, I remember that.
Totally didn't even play that.
They did it in Wolfenstein too.
Yeah, Wolfenstein. That was kind of trippy. Is probably
because you go around a corner and you see this little area and you walk in and then it's just the old game, the old PC Doom, and you got your gun and everything.
But does it look like too pretty to be the old game, or did they just like bring the old game directly into it?
It's kind of like suddenly the hallways just got really simplified, and now they have, you know, pixelated texture packs on them.
Perfect squares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. No, this one's, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like, it's too pretty. It's so many pixels on the screen that it was like
this is impossible. It's not like true to the original.
Yeah, no.
It's kind of like when they do the HD remake of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
You see the designs and you're just like, oh, that's not right. This looks like a Flash game. This doesn't look like a.
Yeah, it's like this. You're just like, yeah, there are way too many pixels on this screen for it to be what it looked like back in the day. But I guess they had to do that to emphasize all the flashy shit that happens in the, excuse my language, all the flashy stuff that happens in the.
You can say fucking shit. It's
God
cool.
damn it.
Hits.
We're gonna have that explicit marking on iTunes.
I'm actually really glad to hear that that's a thing. That pumps me up. It'd be really cool if they would just kind of release the first one and second one on a today's consoles.
Coming to Nintendo Switch.
Is it on Steam?
It's probably on Steam.
Is it really?
Yeah, probably.
Everything's on Steam.
Because I love those first two, and I have yet to beat the third one. But anyway,
You haven't beat the third
picks,
one?
man. I haven't. No.
Oh man, I beat the third one 2, 3, 4 times. I'm going for the
almost with
platinum
each
trophy.
character. Okay.
Damn. You can get that plat.
Man, I'm so pissed. I needed one trophy that's hit level 70 on hardcore. Died at 69. Did like 4 kills left. So pissed. Anyway.
So what's going next?
What other? Is that it for your games?
Those are like the top 5 games that I wrote down that I've been playing. But I kind of just dabble in a little everything.
Yeah.
Those
a good start.
that game I was showing Neil, one-way trip. I don't know, man.
Trip, the newspaper looking thing with
So indie. It's so indie.
That's nuts.
So
We gotta
indie.
keep that game.
It's basically this game that seems to have a lot of real images thrown into Photoshop and then made to look like it was drawn with colored pencils and
Colored pencils and watercolors.
there.
I mean, like a rap song shows up in the middle of nowhere while they're doing a scene.
So the game starts off. You're at university. So this is Canadian, by the way, because they say we're at university.
This all makes sense now. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So you're at university, and a news article comes on, and they're like, "The whole town's been poisoned. You got 6 hours to live." And then everyone's talking in the middle of the quad, and I stopped paying attention for 5 minutes, and then I was back in time going through class. And then as I was playing and showing these guys, I was just like, "Okay, I'm done playing the game right now." So I hit quit. And then it was like, "Oh yeah, you didn't quit the game. The one character was just telling you a story. Continue with the actual game." So fucking indie. And now I'm done with hour 1 of that game. Several hours later, because I didn't know he was just telling a fucking story and I didn't have to go through that. I went through like half a semester, yo. I went through half a semester of blazing coos. Was that what it was called? Cope?
Cope. Yeah, you were smoking cope.
I was blazing cope.
You went through
and
half that semester.
I went through-
And you only had like
rolling
You
some
only
long
had
cut in
10%
the
of your
joint.
term paper done, okay?
Man, it's hard to get work done when you're in college and blazing cope. You experienced
Hagen.
cowboy class, and that was one of the classes I had to take. One of them.
Gotta go find those cow skeletons.
Cowboy class?
Yeah, so
We can talk about that later.
So Keith, tell us your games of 2016.
This is gonna take, I bet,
What have you played
1
this year?
minute for
I'm trying to
Keith.
think.
He's such a
Trying to
douche.
think. So it's like, is this games that came out in 2016 or what we played?
Preferably, but not
One
necessarily.
of the best experiences of gaming I had this year was
Overwatch?
playing Limbo and beating that game.
Wait, Limbo.
The puzzle game,
Okay.
black and white.
I thought
Yeah.
maybe you're at a roller skating rink or something. And you,
No, that was a different night. Just
The fucking spider.
yeah, it's got spiders, it's got puzzles, and Final Fantasy 15 is also up there as far as best games. Now I heard you started playing that.
I did. I'm not going to put it up there quite yet because I haven't played that much through it, but it's an
It's got its
experience.
issues, but
It's an experience like no other this year. And I didn't really understand what people were saying when it's a road trip game. Because I was thinking to myself, like, Final Fantasy X is technically a road trip. You're constantly on the move on this pilgrimage, right? But when I camped for the first time and realized that there were camping levels, cooking levels,
and
fishing
you get to
levels.
check out your pictures from the day.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Just-
weird.
And drive a car.
Am I the only person that's just like, fuck yeah?
it's just you and your bros, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwing out.
I found that cat that I needed to fish for. Got that.
Oh God, the
Fetch quest.
you needed to
Again,
fish for like a house cat?
there's
There was, like,
there's
this
a
stray
hungry
cat.
cat lying around. You have to go fishing a mini game for it.
He's real picky.
The best part too is when you get the fish and take it to him, the cat's like, "Yo, I don't eat this,"
I
and
refuse
the
to
main
play.
character makes the assumption that at this point, oh, the cat only eats cooked fish. I don't know how he understands that.
I got the mission. I was just like, nope, you're gonna starve to death, dude. I'm not doing this
Was
shit.
like the really tall burly guy with the chops, just like, we gotta go find that guy a catfish or what do you Noctis? We should go to the pond over there.
But is it small like a house? I don't know why I'm hung up on this. Is it a house cat or is
Yes,
it like
it
a
is a
mountain
house cat.
lion? Oh
It's a
my
house cat.
goodness.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
a tiny
hanging
cat.
outside a house.
I'd
and you
kick
gotta,
that
like,
cat if it told me to cook a fish for it.
It didn't tell you to cook a fish. You told yourself.
Yeah, Prince Noctis took it upon himself to realize somehow that the cat would only eat cooked fish. So then he decides to go to the gourmet restaurant that you can't
Oh my
afford
God.
like any of the food. It's thousands and thousands of gil.
It's like 20,000 gil for cat food.
And
It's like
and
so
that's
expensive.
what?
That's
No,
that
the
Purina.
chef cooks it for free, so it's nothing out of pocket.
It's a nice
but
guy.
still, I like.
The chef knew exactly which
Like, are you
cat. So
talking
it's just
about Sebastian
it's
over there?
Like, yeah, I know that
Yeah.
cat.
It's
This is
a
what
good
he
thing you
likes.
talk to me because I know what he likes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cheesy as fuck, but I love it.
Damn.
I'd stuff that cat in a bag of dry food and tell him to figure it out.
Buck's like, I'd take that cat out back.
Did you
Did it with my royal.
Did
Throw
you
that
have
cat in
issues
the
finding
lake
repair
and
kits?
Tell him to find its own fish.
Repair kits?
Have you found broken down cars yet?
No.
Okay, so
I mean,
when
I've
you,
seen them, but I haven't examined
So if
them.
you go to the broken down cars, people need repair kits. Just going to save you some time. Spoiler alert, guys. They're at the fucking gas station. You'd have to go into the gas station to get repair kits. I get to chapter 2, and then I'm like, oh, this is where repair kits are? Cool. I'm going to go back to that original guy. And then I went
Must be
into one
a
of the gas
Petro.
stations. I was like,
Wait.
crap.
Wait, are you telling me that in chapter 2 of the game, you're still in like that plains area?
No. You move to the next area.
Oh, okay.
Because they're Chobacos. Which one do you say?
Chocobo.
Chobaco.
No, it's not
Chocobo.
Choboco. It's Chocobo.
Chococa?
Chupacabra.
Chewbacca.
Chocobo.
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 Chocoho.
Like,
No, I used to say Chocobo, but then someone was like, no, it's Jaboko. And I was like, well, now everything I know is wrong. Because I believe them because Ryu came up around the same time in my life. So,
Is it Ryu or Ryu?
It's Ryu.
It's Ryu.
Wow, I'm
It's-
never saying that.
yeah, exactly,
never
right?
said
I saw that. I was like, yeah, no.
Next thing you know, Barrett's going to be Barrett.
Check out for episode 1 of We Play Final Fantasy VII.
Title pending. Speaking of titles, before we keep on going with games, this title is pending as well, right?
Yeah, I
Wait,
don't fucking
can
know.
that be?
Huh?
Can that be the name of the podcast?
Title pending?
Yeah.
I think
Insert title here.
That's got to be a thing.
that's already
Yeah.
taken, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've already looked at like different iterations of it. Keith, what other games have you been
A little
playing?
bit of Doom. A little bit of Doom. Played it online. Wasn't great, but it's still, if you like looking for some mindless to play, Doom's a good bet. Played Gears of War 4 with John over here. What do you think of the campaign?
Well, we talked about it last podcast.
Okay. Yeah, it sucks. We still haven't picked it up.
We still haven't
We're still
played
on
it.
like Act 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's probably the main games.
What about games that didn't come out this year? Besides those,
Let's see. I've been doing some old school ROM hacking.net fan translations of this game called The Dark Half. It was an unreleased NX RPG from like mid 90s. And essentially you play as the hero and the bad guy in this game. And they play like pretty much any RPG. You walk around towns, go through dungeons. But as the bad guy, when you play as the bad guy, every NPC you come up to in a town, you murder them and drain their life soul and become more powerful. So basically, when you're not in battle, you're just killing random NPCs. And then when you're the hero, you'll like revisit the town and everyone's dead. And it's just skeletons basically. And you're like, what the fuck? So you're basically trying to stop yourself.
You sound like a
At the end.
bipolar hero.
Do you
Yeah.
like games like that?
That's his
it
jam.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a kind of a crazy. It's a turn-based, but it's the combat's also kind of strategy because there's a grid.
So, did
move
you
on.
ever play Indigo Prophecy?
I have not.
You should play Indigo Prophecy.
To interject, that's only like the first 15 minutes of the game. Is
Is
that,
it?
right? Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. All I know is it was like I killed a
you only
person,
know
then
the
I was a
first part?
detective. It was like, and then I had asthma, I think, at one point. I don't know. And then I got to beat up a girl, and Dara was a girl, and I got to beat up a guy.
Wait, are you mixing Heavy Rain in with Indigo Prophecy?
Could be.
Okay, because they are made by the same person.
They are.
the same company.
They
Was
play.
that a PS2 game?
Yes.
Okay, I've heard of it.
No, yeah, it was PS2. Then there was the not Indigo Prophecy version that didn't have the boobs. So
Fahrenheit.
yeah.
Regardless,
Either way,
Indigo Prophecy is fucking weird. But yeah,
as
the
shit.
So what was that game?
It's called The Dark,
Dark
Half.
Half.
Dark Half.
Was this a Gideon G project?
I don't know what that means.
AG, it's the guy's name. I think it's Gideon Z or Gideon G.
I don't know. It's
but-
just romhacking.net. I don't know if you guys ever been to that site?
Yeah, I have.
They have
I used to
a
frequent
lot of
it.
good games on there.
It's also great too because if you just look through their translations, their fan translations or whatever, they constantly are updating it. So whenever something pops up anywhere, basically, you know you can find it there.
That sounds like a really interesting concept.
Yeah. Like he'll just walk up to a village lady and he just goes die, and then their body just vaporizes and it's just a skeleton, and it's like,
And then
you
like
powered up.
the turn-based fighting is actually like people trying to stop you, right? Like
So
like good
basically,
guys.
Yeah. And then when you flip sides, you're the good guy and you're trying to follow the bad guy, going around killing people.
Which is you.
Yeah. So you play both sides.
Is there any sort of like meta element to it? Are you not supposed to do well when you're a bad guy if you want the good guys to win, or does
No,
that
you
not
just have
matter?
to get to the end and then
Okay.
you fight the bad guy at that point.
So, would you fight the bad guy as you, or would you fight the bad guy as you?
You are the
pretty
bad guy,
deep,
but you're
though.
fighting yourself. It's
It's
all
a metaphor.
It's all in your brain.
You're bipolar.
It turns out Edward Norton was Brad Pitt the whole time. Was it Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Nicolas Cage was John Travolta the whole time.
That's probably where they got the idea.
Okay.
I don't know if the author of Fight Club would be happy about that assertion.
A face-off.
You know, if he-
comparison.
If you would have just took
might
it to
get
a
upset.
focus group and they were just like, "This is Face Off, bro." I don't know if we should put this out.
You poser. That writer would be so upset. I forget his name. The guy that wrote the book.
Oh, Face Off?
The novelization of the movie Face Off. Whoever that author
That
is.
doesn't exist.
I'm sure it does. That guy's doing God's work right
John
there.
Grisham.
John Grisham.
The movie based off the book.
Isn't it
based off the
Steve?
movie? Based off the game.
You talking about Fight Club's?
Yeah, I'm
Writer?
trying to think of not Steve.
Mike Wazowski?
I think he plays NBA.
That's Mike Olowokandi.
Dang it.
How long has he been out for?
Wow.
A decade?
Candyman.
Yeah. for sure.
He played for the T-Wolves, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the Clippers.
Clippers.
Was that at the end of his career?
He was
Clippers
drafted
was
by
the
the
start.
Clippers.
Okay.
I know some of these words.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite game of 2016?
Hands down.
It was released this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, was Fallout 4 released in 2016?
oh my God, it'd be Fallout 4?
No, it wouldn't be.
That was
I'm just trying to,
15.
I'm just trying to put my life together right now.
Did you
I'm
see the
trying to-
disappointment?
Fallout 4 was 16.
No, it was 15.
Was it?
Was it?
Yeah, because Fallout 4, Witcher 3, and Metal Gear 5 all came out within a month of each other.
Which, by the way, pretty good lineup of games.
Solid year 2015 was.
I'll talk shit about Fallout 4. It was fun, but
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't as good as 3.
I just don't think I like Bethesda right now.
Except for their shooters. Because Prey looks dope.
Wait, no. So that's the thing. It's not games that they've published. It's their developed games. All right,
Bethesda proper.
we can talk about it more afterwards, but
Okay.
my issue is that Morrowind was revolutionary, and they haven't ever hit that type of revolutionary progress again.
Did you
fight
recruit
routes.
Fox
I
on your
wouldn't know.
team when you played 3?
I don't think
See,
so.
that just shows that you're a scrub. And you have no basis.
We're not here to insult each
Sorry,
other.
sorry.
All right, but favorite game, 2016, preferably in the year, if not.
If it had to be in the year, it'd probably be Doom or Final Fantasy 15. So probably Doom above that.
And if not?
If not either
This
of
year.
those. Oh, this year.
Yeah, if not
Yeah.
2016.
But a game you played this
Your best
Dude,
experience.
I can't remember what I've played this year.
It's got to be one of the ones you remember.
That's the thing. I'm like,
Enchanted
Final Fantasy
Arms.
15. I started Enchanted Arms 2 weeks ago. Terrible JRPG. I love it.
We'll let you off the hook this time.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Why don't you come with notes next time, Keith?
What?
Or mentally prepared.
Sorry.
All right, Buck, you're up.
What are we talking about? 2016 releases that I played were Watch Dogs 2. I had so much fun playing Watch Dogs 2.
Beat it?
Yes, I have. I did.
Guys, I remembered. It's
Go ahead.
Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Was
That's
that
not
this
a-
year?
yeah,
That wasn't this year, but
no,
it
you're
was
right.
a free
was a free-
Xbox One game.
Yep.
That intro sequence is fire.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Buck. You were saying?
Far Cry Primal was the thing.
No, you were saying
It was a thing.
I rented that for like a day and then I took it back. Watch Dogs 2. I had a lot of fun playing. I'd definitely put that in my top 5.
Spoiler, how does it end?
No.
Fine.
No. Play the game, dude.
But then I got to like put it in.
You got to put the disc in and you got to hack scissor lifts and industrial sized forklifts.
Oh, the scissor lifts.
And you gotta do gang fights, and you gotta.
Oh, did you go cops calling people, or did you go call gangs for people?
or both.
Oh, I'd call gangs all the time
Eggs, yeah.
because for some reason I get emotionally attached to fake characters, and I didn't want a cop to just die because I killed plenty of cops. So I was like,
So
I'm not gonna let some gangster. If someone's gonna kill a cop, it's gonna be me. You know.
This is my cause.
This is my cause. I'm making this story. I'm going to be doing the cop killing.
sounds
Heroic.
Yeah.
yeah.
Heroic. So Watch Dogs 2 is a lot of fun, and I might be wrong, but Wolfenstein was a 2016 game, or was that a 2015 game?
Are you talking about the Old Blood?
I'm talking about because I played both. The original, the one that came out, and then the expansion disc.
Was it New
of-
Order or
of-
the Old Blood?
New Order was first, and then
New Order
Old Blood.
was in 2015, I'm sure. Chris is fact checking, right?
Yeah, that's
God, I'm so glad I don't have to do this shit.
But I had that was probably.
spell wolf.
WOOF.
There's the Z is silent.
Wolf.
I had a lot of fun playing Wolfenstein. I mean, if you're not familiar, it's pretending that the Nazis won World War II, and then you got put in some loony bin. Like you got hurt, and then the main character gets put in a loony bin, and you kind of get to see a fast time lapse while you don't move in this loony bin. And
It's super good, too. They did a great job.
I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of and then you come to, and then you kick ass and you save the day. It was great. I started Diablo 3, but I haven't beaten it yet. I spent a lot of time playing Rocket League because it's so simple and so fun. Just online
2015.
play. That's for Wolfenstein New Order.
New Order was 14. Old Blood was 15.
Dang it.
It's those free games, man, throwing you off.
I know. If you haven't played those, I would play them. But the other games I know for a fact that came out this year that I've played and beat are Gears of War 4, and that's it, really. Otherwise, like I said in our first one, I'm very brand new to being invested in video games. So I have yet to beat Uncharted 4, but I played that. But I've been playing.
How far'd you get?
I'm like at chapter 10 right now. And
Yeah, you pretty much beat it. You're good.
I'm not sure
You
how
can
many
stop.
chapters there are. No, you know.
Are you in the?
If you start a game, you got to finish the game.
I kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like,
Are you in the desert with the buggy?
Not yet. So
oh, wait,
I
never
might-
mind. When you get there, then you beat the game. You
Okay.
can just stop after that.
That part's awesome.
So I'm at the graveyard and I'm trying to find the correct grave of the pirate that you're seeking his treasure of. And I
Oh,
think
that's right. You're in the Russia, right? Or
Scotland.
Scotland.
And then some.
That
and
was
then-
a nice
And then
area.
I think Chunk comes out and does the truffle shuffle, and the rest of the Goonies show up. But
Oh, what was there's a Goonies RPG?
I would play that.
Isn't there a Goonies RPG? No.
I don't think so.
Sorry, keep going.
And then other games I've played but I have not beat yet. Well, I did beat the original Watch Dogs, which I had more fun playing. It's not as good as a game as Watch Dogs 2, but for whatever reason I can't explain, I'll sound very, very stupid if I try to explain it because I don't know the correct terms.
Go for it.
Passed. But I had a lot more fun playing the Watch Dogs 1 than Watch Dogs 2. Started Doom, didn't finish it, but I replayed South Park Stick of Truth
Oh,
twice.
That's a good one.
Twice, because and I got the digital copy because I pre-ordered the original one when you first could. And what sucks is I guess the date got moved back, so I can't even play the Stick of Truth anymore because they reimbursed the money that I spent on the Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, it was a pre-order bonus.
It was, and when you pre-ordered the Fractured Butthole, you got the Stick of Truth. So I was like, man, I wish I had the hard copy, but there's not one for PS4. So I was like, so I'll do that. I pre-ordered Fractured Butthole, got the Stick of Truth, and then they pushed the date back, and then they took away.
I don't think there is a date.
Wait, there's no date for it now?
Not as of right now.
And I think that's why they took it away because there's no date anymore. So they're like, well, sorry.
Yeah, so they took the ability away for me to play the Stick of Truth. And I actually waited a week. I was watching my bank account and I was like, oh, they'll reimburse my money. And it took a week and I didn't see anything. And I was like, what the shit? And then I brought it up to John and John goes, well, check your PS4 account. Maybe it's there. And it's in my wallet. So they were nice enough to put it back in my wallet. And that's really it. I play a lot of Gears of War online right now. I'll go back and drink some member berries for Rocket League, and I'm trying to beat Uncharted 4. That's what I'm doing.
member berries. Is this something that formed in your group?
No,
or
that's straight from South Park.
Okay, okay.
Remember?
I remember Han Solo.
We're not going to be Amy Schumer. I can't take any credit for any of those member berries
Remember?
or Carlos Mencia.
We just gotta watch them. We can't. It'll take a while to explain them to you. But
What was the really racist one that they said? And the guy was like, wait, what?
you remember when there were less Mexicans?
Oh yeah. And then he spits them out and he goes, "What the fuck is up with these member berries?"
Yeah.
But favorite game for 2016 would be Watch Dogs 2 because I haven't played a lot of new 2016 releases. So that's what I would pick because I have not finished Doom. I started it, haven't finished it. Like I said last time, you guys told me to play it, and I haven't started it yet. Until Dawn.
Oh yeah. You should.
That game startled me.
Yeah. The game's
Well, you did say that you
That's
are
another
not a
game.
fan of scary games.
Basically, this
Correct.
whole channel could be just what games are Buck playing.
No, this can't be all about one person. This we're collecting
It's not.
what
It's
we've
us
done.
scrutinizing how you play games too.
Come on.
Like, oh, you really thought that was the smartest thing you could do there, Buck? Okay, guess what? She's dead now. All right.
I don't know why.
Mean shit talking.
I don't know why when you said that, my first thought was, I really want to play Braid right now.
I don't know what that is.
It's
a weird hipster game that came out on
it's
Xbox 360.
an indie game where you control time, and then at the end, spoiler, because this game's like 12 years old at this point. You're the bad guy.
And she's like, there's like a nuke involved, right?
No,
Snook.
Oh.
no, you're just trying to kidnap the princess throughout the entire game, but you're playing the game backwards. So like the princess is like constantly out of your way. She's helping you get past traps, and it turns out if you play the game the right way, she's like setting off all the traps to try and stop you from kidnapping her. So it's like Mario and Peach are just hanging out in the castle, and Bowser's trying to. Yeah, you're Bowser pretty much. He's even a redhead. Anyway,
Jeffrey, your turn, brother.
All right, well, I wrote mine down.
What?
I played a lot of games this year, but most of them were backlogged. I got deeply involved with Persona games this year. Never played one in my entire life, and it all started because I was playing Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, and Keith can get some credit about this too. But Keith has been telling me for years to play Persona 3, and I played Danganronpa on my Vita because I've heard so many people on different podcasts saying it was an awesome game, and said it had some similarities to Persona as far as like awesome music and relationship building and all this cool stuff. And so I finally broke down and I got my Vita and I was like, you know what, I'll get Persona 4. So I started playing Persona 4 Golden, and like it's like an 80-hour game. 110 hours later, I beat it and I was like, oh man, this is one of the best games I've ever played. And at that point in time, it's hard to pick up another game because you're kind of like, I don't know, you're like depressed a little bit. You're like, well, I don't know I don't want to do a game that's not as good as this, or I don't want to like invest that much time in another game right now because this is such a great game. So I went and downloaded Persona 3 FES on my PS3 and I put a ton of hours into that. So I played 3 and 4 this year. I played, the Call of Duty, but I finally beat Bloodborne this year. I started off, never played a Souls game in my life, and I bought it 2015, and I played it. It was too hard. I wasn't, and then I finally got back to it last year, and I was like, all right.
You put your daddy pants on.
Yeah, like you're not a bitch. You've been doing this since forever.
I ain't no punk bitch.
And I beat that game, and I had an incredible experience. I love that game. And besides that, I played Uncharted 4, Going Home, and
my fault.
I replayed I played the anniversary editions of Halo and Halo 2 on the Master Chief Collection. But that's basically it as far as 2016 games I played. Uncharted 4. I haven't beaten Gears of War 4. I'm currently playing Dark Souls 3, which I can tell is going to be just fucking awesome. It doesn't start as good as Bloodborne does, in my opinion, but I know it's going to be great. I started Dark Dreams Don't Die in 2016, but I'm nowhere. I won't count that one. But I would have to say my favorite gaming experience probably would have to be Persona 3 this year.
3 over 4?
Hell yeah.
Fuck. Hold on.
Dude, Neil.
He is upset.
All right, hold on a minute.
He's smiling, but he's upset.
It's kind of like
You
remember where you were. You remember where you were when you beat certain things, and for both games, and I like 3 just a little bit above 4. I like 4's music better, but I like 3's story better.
Squad.
Squad.
But I remember I was up in the morning and I was playing games and I had to go meet my girlfriend to go do stuff. It was in the morning and I was at the final battle and it took, you have to go through all 10 or 12, how many different arcanas or whatever. And it lasted like 45 minutes and I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, I have to go do shit today. And I'm like standing up, beating this game. Like, dude, I got to beat this game. I got to beat it. And I finally beat it and I laid on my bed playing it. And then you see, with the main character and Igus, yeah, just chilling and like,
man.
Yeah. And that was awesome.
That's one of my favorite scenes in any video game of all time. When he's got his head back in her lap and he just like wipes her tear away and shit. She knows he's about to basically, spoiler.
Yeah,
die.
That's open. It's spoilers
open,
up for Persona at this point.
And Persona 4 was awesome too because I was actually working on beats for House and it was a Sunday and whenever I would get a writer's block or whatever, I'd play Persona 4 and when I beat the final boss in Persona 4, I got to the end where I got to right before everyone starts dying and you have to go fight them yourself, like I got so close and then because I never played the healer, I always let Yukari is 3. Fuck, what's her name? Yukiko. She was my healer, right? I think I don't know, but I was like, I gotta
Neo's waifu.
Not my first choice.
I had to swallow my pride and become the healer that deal because I was just going balls to the walls. You can heal me whenever you want, but I was just dying left and right.
Were you letting them control themselves, or did you take direct control?
I took direct control sometimes, but I liked having them do their own thing because I felt like it gave them more personality.
Sure.
Yeah, so I finally swallowed my pride and I became the healer. So I was like supporting all my buddies, and then they all fucking died, and I'm just like, shit. And then I finally beat them, and it was like one of the coolest experiences. So I like between 3 and 4, and then playing Bloodborne front to back with all the crazy stuff that happens with that. Those are my 3 best memories of 2016. Like any game in 2016 can't hold up to that. So
I don't want to go off on too long of a tangent, but I think everyone I've really talked to about Persona 3 and 4 in person agrees that Persona 3 has a stronger storyline than 4. And I think I'm one of the few. I don't know if anyone agrees with me that I know personally. And I think it also has to do with the fact that I don't think, Keith, you haven't played the first 3 games, right?
Yeah, I've played them all.
You've played Persona 2,
Right.
You beat all of them?
I didn't beat 1. I've beaten Eternal Punishment on PS1.
Oh, so you didn't play
I was
Innocent
like 13
Sin.
or some shit. I do have it on PSP. I just haven't played it yet. But I
Pers-
played before they released it on PSP. They did put out an
fan
ISO
translation?
fan translation. So I got really far into the fan translation though.
Yeah, that's when I beat it too. I can't remember what team did that. But yeah, that translation's good.
Yeah.
Persona's entire gimmick is that every ending is bittersweet or worse. And so, like, playing it canonically, 1, 2A, we'll say 2B, then 3, then the answer, which personally I think, like, hurts a lot of characters in my opinion, and just what 3 represents in a lot of ways. When 4 came out, 4 is not a story about self-sacrifice, and it might not be as powerful emotionally, but because 4 is about this protagonist that is able to leave his mark on this group of now like close friends, even if he leaves, they're still tightly knit together. And 3, when the protagonist is gone, they start falling apart.
yeah, I didn't play the answer.
So yeah, and probably I really didn't like the answer. It doesn't feel like Persona 3. It doesn't feel like a Persona game.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just doesn't exist in my brain. As far, it's a dungeon crawler, Shin Megami Tensei game, but they just created it for fan service because people love 3 so much.
And people
there's not much story to it.
People weren't taking the hint that the main character is dead. Like, they needed some way to be like, yeah, he's dead. Like, here's your
Americans are
evidence he's
dumb.
dead. In our defense, though, it wasn't until my girlfriend pointed out that the translated lyrics for the ending song, like Kimi no whatever the heck, is literally saying the main character's dead.
Did she Google this or does she speak the language?
No, she. I don't think she intentionally Googled it, but just knew what the translated lyrics were.
She's like, I like this song. She's like, oh wait, it's like super depressing.
Like, it's hard for her not to get teary-eyed listening to that song now, which...
Dude, January?
Dude, when the January music switches up.
Have you guys seen the anime movies?
No.
They're good.
Yeah.
And there's some really good music.
I've seen
for it,
those.
too.
Is it the same composer as the game?
Shoji Meguro.
Okay.
It also helps too because I kind of didn't like the main character from 3 as much until I watched the movie, and I'm like, okay, so he's supposed to be not a douchebag, like nonchalant motherfucker. He's supposed to be a space case.
In the first cinematic in the game, he's kind of like, hair's all in his face. He's like, Persona.
Yeah, he
like he's already like way into it.
He looks like a fucking edgelord.
A little bit. Well, all right. Emo music was really big at the time.
It's true.
All right. That's when people were wearing their hair like that.
But
he had
that-
literally no personality.
that game is
That's
all
what made the
hip-hop,
game so
though.
good. What?
That game's like all about the hip hop influence.
All right.
with
You're
the
thinking
music.
too hard about it.
yeah, get up the floor. It said, hey.
That's
Mass destruction.
That's some emo hip hop right there.
Sounds like my shit.
It's Asian hip hop. Anyways,
But yeah, so like, long story short, no game in 2016 could hold a candle to what I played between Persona 3 and 4.
Persona 4's main character had gray hair and he was 16. And you're talking shit about Persona 3's main character?
Yeah, but
like,
hey, Persona 4 had Nanako.
You see a lot of youngins dyeing their hair silver gray or whatever nowadays.
It's true.
So they were just ahead of their time.
Yeah. There's a girl on the Nintendo Treehouse today that had silver hair and then silver matching Jordans. She sprayed, like, I don't know if they're spray painted.
Was there a password to get in? I didn't. But
We'll get back. We'll get back to that when we talk about the Switch stuff, because that's what was playing today. But Neil, what was your game of 2016?
yeah, and I also wanted to say that Bloodborne, like, I can't say it enough. Bloodborne is like the modern version of, and Dark Souls too, I guess, but Bloodborne especially was the modern version of Castlevania.
It was fucking awesome.
I have to interrupt
So
you
fucking good.
because I forgot to mention that I had played a little Bloodborne. That is probably one of the very few games that I've actually been lost on a map.
I got lost a couple times.
Yeah.
Before you start to realize the makeup of the town, when you start unlocking different paths, you're just like, wait, how the fuck does this path get me back here? What's going on?
And you don't really get that feeling of accomplishment until you unlock a door and it takes you on an elevator back to your lamp. And you're like, oh, yes. Like
I don't have to run there anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, John, do you remember when we saw the reveal trailer
Yeah.
for Bloodborne? I was just freaking out. I was like, this game is going to be incredible.
It looked cool and I had no idea what it was. And you totally did.
I think Dark Souls 3 would have been more enjoyable for you if you had played the first two, because I'm assuming you haven't.
No, I haven't. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with it, strictly because the Estus flax replenish after you die. In Bloodborne, your blood vials go away, and you have to farm and get those back. And that's what I'm enjoying that so much, because then it's like when you have 99 lives in Mario, you just kind of just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go this way, and who cares if I die? But when you're Bloodborne, you're like, you really have to worry about it.
DS3 has a lot of member berries, you could say.
Oh.
Like immediately as you start playing the game, you start to realize that it's a love letter to Dark Souls 1.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
As for games for myself, so 2016 has been kind of busy. And because of that, I've mostly just been playing a lot of shorter narrative experiences. And a lot of them are kind of niche or weird at times. The first one I think I want to talk about is one called Oxenfree. The gimmick or concept of Oxenfree is simple. You're a group of teenagers that goes to an island to kind of cap off. I can't remember if they're capping off their graduation or something like that, but you're just going to go to this island, drink, have some fun. And what ultimately ends up happening is you start dealing with some ghostly shit. You basically start getting teleported to different parts of the island, all because of this old school like FM radio that you can tune into these different frequencies that are being set off on the island. And when you tune into them, like paranormal shit happens. Then they start getting into, I don't want to give away too much, but
What kind of paranormal shit? Like things are flying around, or you just hear static?
more like flashing lights. And then you start to realize that there are some sort of entities, whether they're ghosts or aliens. I won't say there.
No, so we're not talking like poltergeist where things are.
Well, certain things do
Banana
move.
flies
Like
across
in
the
one
room.
scene, there's a soccer ball that you can just kick around, and suddenly like you realize the soccer ball is getting kicked back to you. So there's like physical manipulation going on too. And after you do that for a while, I think the entity, as we'll call it, gets pissed and like blows up the soccer ball. There's like some minor jump scares and stuff. But when the game starts to introduce this element of time control, or maybe not time control, but time manipulation, I know that is relatively the same thing.
Slight difference.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
It's like
Technicality.
control seems to imply that you have absolute control over something, right? Whereas if you're manipulating it, you're
You could
not
just kinda
necessarily
tweak it a
sure
little
what's
bit.
going on exactly. And just a lot of weird meta stuff starts happening. The one spoiler I'll say is that the game has replayability or replay value added to it.
How
And
is
the
that a
second time
spoiler?
is different. Well, because something happens on the island, which would then indicate that you need to play it again. So that means that something time related is going on. It was really interesting.
I hate it.
He's already judging you.
I hate games.
Infinite timelines equals
infinite timelines, multiple dimensions. So anything you do in the game doesn't matter at all. Bioshock Infinite, any related games with that
If you
kind
would
of bullshit.
please. Wait, is it if you would please? If you would, sir. I
Would
don't
you
know.
kindly?
There it is. I didn't actually play any of these games because the first one scared me.
Oh, that's right. You don't like those scary games, huh?
Wait, Bioshock scared you?
Well, like, so the first game I was playing it, and like, I was in the room with the water, and then like the girl like ran behind me, and I was that 3D
like,
speakers,
nope.
and yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm out.
You know what? Not for me.
No,
When you're going down the elevator.
he starts Bioshock and the plane crashes. He's like, nah.
That's a room full of nightmares right there. Oh yeah. So what else have you been playing? What other weird thing have you been playing?
Yeah, some other weird short narratives. I played Firewatch, and I
What'd you think?
want to bring that up because I thought it's worth playing if you can get it for cheap. It's not necessarily like my game of the year or anything. That was a really interesting experience, and one that builds you up to expect something and then pulls it right out from under you.
So the payoff wasn't worth it for you?
I thought the payoff for me personally was different. Like
I've heard the interaction between both characters that are involved in it. It's really good.
yeah, it's good. It's solid. It's also like you get out of the game what you put into it. I'm trying to be a little
Less
like
negative?
mysterious about it because I don't want to give anything away. But if you put emotions into something, if you put importance into certain elements of a game or into this game in particular, then the game is going to play with your emotions a little differently as you go later into it. Like there is, as far as I know, only one ending and one way that the game, I mean, there's kind of an Easter egg ending, but one way that the game concludes. So it's not like a game that changes based on how you play, but how you perceive and how you feel about the game impacts how the game responds to you in certain ways.
Well, I've heard nothing but good things about it. That the voice acting is awesome, the art style is awesome, and that it's kind of like Gone Home. It's kind of thing you just play once.
Which
And-
I was pretty sure, what was it, Steve Gaynor?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure he played the lead developer role in Firewatch.
So this is connected to Bioshock in some
No,
Maybe
totally
some
is.
way.
It's a different company, though. It's Campo Santos.
Big Daddy's got his hands in everything.
They were on the outskirts of town from the Gone Home universe, so...
When spoiler, a Big Daddy comes, and that's how this fire starts.
Wait, is there actually a fire in that game?
Augmentation.
Yeah, there's a fire in it.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers.
I didn't
There's
even
some
know there was a
fires.
fire in the game.
You got to watch for it,
You don't do a good job.
Get it?
right?
Yeah. Smokey the
Got a
was there.
fire plasmid.
Really enjoyable. It's just, I think a lot of people have received it negatively because what the game seems to imply and build up, it completely pulls out from under you and brings you back into reality. So it's kind of like you're watching Harry Potter, like the first 30 minutes, and you're like, magic is real? Oh, great, magic is real. Then you suddenly get to whatever the fuck that school is.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, this is how you pick cards from a deck. And here we have some fishing line. This is how you make things levitate.
Interesting.
I
Actually, Harry
actually-
I
Potter
have
made
a
me
prediction for that, but I'm not going to say it.
depressed.
I actually imagine you going like completely different than that. Like, magic is real? Magic is real? And this kid is a crazy person. Congratulations.
You've been talking to yourself the entire time in this forest.
And then God will come and he'll kick you in the nuts and say, magic is blasphemy.
What?
I thought
that come?
It's too real.
that's like
too real.
That's like a little. I got a different Harry Potter book than you guys.
That's some Binding of Isaac shit.
Harriet Potter.
Yeah, it was the time when Harry was going through puberty.
Yeah, they don't tell you about those years.
I am forgetting one of the games on my list now, but I can talk about another, and that's called VA11. Or no. VA11
Valkyrie?
Hall A,
Sounds like
Valhalla?
a textbook.
which is then pronounced as Valhalla. Yeah.
Oh.
See, I said it right. Yay. Go me. Points.
And get this.
Valhalla.
Valhalla is a game where you are a bartender.
I'm liking it.
Is this like
in the
overcooked
post-
already?
No. Someone was
Same restaurant.
comparing it to Papers, Please, which I don't know if you
Oh
guys
my
have
god, I
played that
fucking
before.
love Papers, Please.
Were you a Nazi playing that game?
Not a Nazi, but you are a
Wait, are we talking about Papers, Please, or
yeah.
Valhalla?
Just for Papers, Please, for a second.
So- Oh,
yeah,
you're
I've
part of
seen
a
those.
country called Arstotska, which is basically like a Russia, and you're a border patrol.
It's so
or
Soviet.
a border entry person. And so basically the concept, as simple as it may sound, is you get passports and other paperwork, and you basically
That's not
that's a
racist.
face. You get,
What are you
you
doing
get
on my
papers
board?
and such.
Black Hitler.
You determine whether or not someone gets to enter your country, and that's the game.
And people are sneaky as shit in that game.
You get a lot of forged paperwork, expired permits, blah blah blah, and there's a narrative behind.
So
it
are you
too.
just going through paperwork for the entire game?
for Papers, Please?
Yes.
Yeah, kind
my
of.
God.
Oh wait, I
And
was
it's-
thinking Valhalla.
No. Papers, Please. It's so amazing the paperwork that you're going
Sounds
through.
like,
Just like
the worst game.
No,
Sounds like
it's
you're doing
actually good.
homework.
How is it fun?
They're like, there's like a news article. This person's a known terrorist, and then like later on, you're like,
But you
hey,
don't-
that looks like that guy. Detain. Yes, got that
I found
terrorist.
him in then page 3 of the newspaper.
You don't get to punch him in the face or
Well,
cuff him
you
or
do
anything.
get
Build
a
a
gun
wall.
later on.
But you get to use it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, you get a gun?
Yeah,
I'm
did you not beat it?
No, I haven't beat that game. It's so hard.
So sorry.
No, you can spoil anything for
Nah,
me.
yeah,
good.
you get a gun. It starts off really simple. It's just, okay, you can only let your citizens come in, like people that are Stotskin civilians or whatever. So if you get anyone that has an ID that's like a different country, you're like, no, fuck you. You're denied. They go wherever the hell.
And they get angry.
But every day it starts getting more complex. You start have to, you start.
Like, this person's got a 3-year-old daughter. They deserve a chance.
Well, and
Looks
so,
kinda
so
funny
that's
to me.
actually part of it. You start to get people trying to appeal to your humanitarian aspects.
So my wife is trying to get in. Please help her out. And then she like comes in like 2 things later, and she's got the wrong password. And you're like, what do I do?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I would be Donald Trump in that game. No.
But you told me. So there's this like guy, and you feel real bad for him because he's like, yay, our country is the best. This is our country. He doesn't have a passport. And then like the next time you see him, he's like, here's my passport, and it's obviously fake. It's like drawn
It's
on
like
with crayon.
crayon, yeah.
And you're like, what do I do? You're trying so hard. I just want to let you
Can
in.
you lose in this game?
Yeah, you can get killed. You can get
Somebody like-
fired.
So if you let the
can
wrong
get-
person in, they can kill you or something like that?
No,
or-
so like every night, depending on how good you do, you get a certain salary, and you have to pay bills, and you've got a full family,
Jeez,
and it's
that's terrible.
so fucking Soviet.
So can you go homeless in this game and like have to work on the streets to pay the bills and then just it gets real dark?
See, I've never done bad enough where like your family dies off.
I've lost my son. I lost my son. Did you really? Get dark? Like wow. Like
Oregon Trail.
it was like okay, so
Your son's dead.
So you don't have enough money to either you made some money, but you didn't make enough money to both feed your kids, feed your family, and keep the heat on.
Get a different
Which
job.
one do you want? Which one do you want to choose? And I'm like, well, let me feed everybody. Then like the next day, it's like you made enough money to do these things, but now your son is sick. Do you heal your son?
Oh, so it's not
And
then it's
not
like-
eat, or do you? Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to give my son some medicine, and we're not going to eat. And then it's like, your son starved to death. Congratulations, you're now sonless. And
That's fun.
Fuck me.
And to make it even more stressful,
Oregon Trail.
you only have so much time in a given day, and you get paid by the number of people you let in or detain once you get to a certain point. Oh, I also wanted to say too, there are other ways you can die as opposed to just like, not paying the rent and that stuff. You can die because you are a traitor to your country.
No, I can see that.
You can die because you get involved in a terrorist attack.
So terrorist
there's all
attack will
sorts
cut
of
your day
things.
short, which means you don't gain as much money that day.
You are not getting your bonus this year.
But so as the game gets more complex, you start having to really skim through the paperwork and try and pass them through. And sometimes you just do it because like you can think to yourself, like, I don't know what's wrong. There's something that doesn't feel right. I'm just going to get them through so I can get paid for them. And then other times, once you get the ability to get paid by the guards for detaining people, sometimes you just detain people because you need the extra cash. So
Damn. You'd be all
it's-
crooked as shit.
yeah, I mean that's kind of, it really pulls at your moral obligations as
Like, oh my God, what do I do today?
yeah.
Like,
Damn.
Now Valhalla on the other side,
bad.
Valhalla is quite different because first and foremost there is no
thought we were
timed
talking
element,
about
so you can take your sweet ass time.
Oh, that'd be so
Yeah,
nice.
That was Papers, Please.
That was Papers.
John's.
I thought we were
Cracking
talking
up.
about Valhalla.
No, we're talking about Papers, Please that entire time. So there's no time limit. That's so nice.
Yep. And so the concept is it's so far into the future that like every alcoholic drink at this point is just made from chemicals. So like instead of having beer, now it's a mixture of chemicals to try and manipulate or like emulate beer and so forth.
Like atrazine and bleach.
Aspartame.
So far from what I've been able to tell, it
Roundup and
doesn't seem to
NyQuil.
be nearly as pressing or as difficult because of that lack of time. But it's more about like the characters, the story going on in this like shithole dystopian future city, and just like I don't even think there are choices so far, like moral choices or branching storylines. But so far, it's been a really, really fun game, and I'm a big fan of your old chiptune music and your retro style like SNES, Sega music. And this game caters to it heavily. It's really, really, really fun.
I'll have to check that out.
Pixely too.
Yeah.
But you were passing along a picture of I think the red business guy.
Yeah. I Googled it and
Wait, he was
showed
red?
the picture to
Yeah,
everybody.
he's a red color.
Okay, because he looked black to
I
me.
could have sworn he was black. So he was the Native American Hitler, not the black Hitler.
Apparently.
Excuse me.
Well, he had a full mustache, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, since you like those type of games, did you play? Oh God, what's that one game where Hotline Miami?
I did play Hotline Miami.
Did you play 2?
No, I
Soundtrack's
didn't.
dope.
I got partway into 2 and I kind of felt less. I'm really fueled to play a game because of the story. And Hotline Miami was really compelling. Granted,
2's not
it
nearly
was
as good.
Really fucking hard. Yeah, the second game wasn't as.
Crazy, because you were kind of expected all the nutty shit to happen because of Hotline Miami. You're like,
And it felt like it was explaining things that didn't have as rewarding of a payoff either. But Hotline Miami is a game where you just blow shit up,
So-
kill a lot of people.
it's a top-down,
Sounds awesome.
8-bit, hardcore, just wear a mask and serial murder.
These are all 2016 games we're talking about?
No,
Hotline Miami's 2014?
I thought it was
2014
earlier
or
than
15?
that.
Oh, could have been. I know Papers, Please was earlier than that.
Yeah,
Papers, Please was
Valhalla is the
2012.
only game that was 2016.
So yeah, so Papers, Please I think was like 2012 or something like that.
What else did you get into, Neil?
You know, I started playing a game called, oh God, what is it? Fate
Lisa?
Exist? Oh, Lisa is a fucking morbid game, and I can't deal with
Almost
it.
started it.
What was
Wait,
that?
you almost started it? That sounds like something I would do.
It's downloaded. It just I bought a PS3 instead.
Okay,
I got
so
distracted.
I respect that.
$80.
Lisa is this game that seems to take place in a post-apocalyptic world where there are no women,
Ugh.
except
No bitches.
except one.
One bitch.
What's her
Let me-
name?
Not
Rachel?
Is it? Yeah, pretty much.
Deborah.
No, so that's the thing. It's not Lisa because Lisa
Jeez.
Lisa is the name, or it is named after a girl or the protagonist in the first game of this
So the
trilogy.
guy's name is Lisa?
No, the guy's name I don't remember, but
Leslie
so
probably.
but Lisa
Ashley.
is game 2 in
Ashley.
the series. Game 1 is about Lisa being like this girl that is sexually abused and a whole bunch of other things, and I think she kills herself at the end.
That sounds like a terrible, terrible game to play.
But she has a daughter first, and I'm butchering the story.
Who
but
plays the most depressing games? Neil does.
does, dude.
I don't though. I didn't play this game.
you
That's
live in
just what I
Persona 4?
barely
It's got
remember.
third person cover mechanics.
Do you even play like games that have commercials or not?
You know, Persona 4 has a commercial at the start.
It does, but that doesn't.
The diet drink.
Yeah.
No, I mean like games that
commercials
have
and-
commercials on TV.
Yeah, I do. It's just like
Okay, 'cause from the names you're giving me, I've been like, dude, this guy just boycotts games that dumb people like me play, dude.
no. It's just like I have a couple of versions. The first one is that I really don't want to play a game unless I know I can beat it within a short period of time, or I purposely am
So he picks
making.
Persona.
Well, in that case, I'm purposely making the time because I'm so
an
like
event.
emotionally invested in that at this point. But,
Yes.
But so if I see a game like Watch Dogs 2, I really want to play. But what turned me off from getting it initially is it's $60, and I know I'm only going to play a few hours here and there because work is really busy when there's an election.
You'll only play it once.
It's going to take a lot of intentional self-prodding to get back into Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
If you don't get distracted by side missions, you'll be fine.
I'd like to talk about that afterwards, like why buying a game brand new can be a waste of money. But
Yeah.
we'll get back to that later on.
So I intentionally just wait until I see it go on a big sale. Then at that point, I start to see, now I have the chance to get, like during the Steam sales or during like the holidays, it was like a chance to get Watch Dogs 2, Final Fantasy 15, or there was a third like AAA title game.
Witcher.
Was it Witcher?
Witcher 3 was $25.
You made the right choice.
Well, I already
Long
owned
story
Witcher
short.
3 for PlayStation 4, but there's a third game. I decided to go with my gut feeling and just get Final Fantasy 15 because it's a decision between all those three. I'm not going to buy all three because I'm sure as hell not going to beat beat one of them by the time another sale comes up for one of those three games. So
Gotta love those open world third-person action RPGs.
man, they take up so much fucking time. Yeah, I have Witcher 3. I've had it for like basically since release, and I have played maybe 4 or 5 hours of it. Couldn't really get into it. I really want to get back into it because I know the writing's fantastic. 2016 was not a good year for a lot of ways.
2015 was so much better than 2016.
Do you even have, like, we keep interrupting you. Like, do you even have a set favorite game that was a 2016 release?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I feel like I'm forgetting something big here.
So just go with like what we did earlier. What was your best gaming experience of the year?
I don't know.
Damn,
Give him a quarter.
I feel sorry for you.
Talk about not being prepared.
Give the man a quarter. He'll flip on it.
Hold on. I think I can.
Dude, because 2015 had Fallout, Metal Gear, Witcher, Bloodborne.
You just named a lot of games I didn't play.
Yeah, keep going. I'll find my
it
list
had-
again.
Oh, what else was in there? Rocket League came out.
That's what's great about this
fun.
table is everyone's got
Yeah.
styles that they like, games that they have or have not played.
Splatoon. And what else came out? I haven't played Titanfall 2 yet, but Titanfall 2 came out. Well, that was 2016. Sorry, 2015.
That is 2016.
Yeah, just it seems like there's always like a off year, and 2016 was kind of an off year. We had
Was Lords of the Fallen 15 or 16?
I don't know.
Maybe 14.
Oh, was it really?
What
Was it
came
original?
out in 2015? What did I play last year? I don't know what I played
Divinity.
last year.
Dude, I played a lot of Broforce this year also. That was a lot of fun.
Back in 2015, Metal Gear Solid 5 or V or whatever.
Nope.
That was easily my game of the year. If you asked me at that point in time, I would have said game of the decade. Because
Yeah.
just how
That was-
fucking fun that game was.
Fastest game I've ever put 100 hours into.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
Well, I think Persona 4 might have been my fastest because I think I have like combined around 200 something with all the different
Okay.
versions. But
Yeah, man. Metal Gear 5.
oh shit, okay.
Nice. Metal Gear 5, Divinity Original Sin. Could not get
I
Neo to
don't,
play
I don't
that,
know
though.
why you like Divinity.
It's an excellent game.
Divinity was good.
I
I actually
just-
enjoyed that.
It's actually a great game.
Is it better when you're playing cooperative?
Probably
Yeah.
not. Maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
I actually, that's why I didn't remember anything I played last year, is because everything I need to play is cooperative. 'cause
What's up, Buck?
Play with my wife.
Question. That's where my hand's raised. What is Divinity?
I'll describe it because I'm going to make it sound worse. So now go ahead and correct me after.
I'll rebut all of your facts with true knowledge.
So Divinity Original Sin is a turn-based RPG that, not to be mistaken, has a lot of Western CRPG elements. Oh shit, none of these things are going to make sense to you. Baldur's Gate, yeah. Torment?
Good
Yeah.
shit.
Icewind Dale, like classic RPGs based on the D&D rule set. The thing about Divinity was that it puts a lot of its eggs into this concept of you're going to have two dynamic characters that you first design and then get to control their dialogue. So when you're playing,
It's a minor game mechanic.
Well,
is it minor?
It's not the main reason you would ever play.
when
a
you
game
say
like
control
this.
their dialogue, does that mean you have like 4 options to pick what they say? What do you mean?
Sometimes even more. But more importantly,
It's like Mass Effect.
your two characters that you
I've never played
create,
that.
Except for better.
you can then have them like argue against each other, and then there's some weird like rock paper scissors game that goes on between them.
What is it like all perverted where you do the hand thing where you
Yeah, sometimes you got to scissor it, you know.
open it up and you
scissor.
get You get to see what a vagina looks like for the first time as a 5-year-old.
Buck's already. I don't know if you can tell, but Buck's already bored of this conversation.
Buck doesn't know what a CRPG is. All right.
I know what an RPG is. I don't know what the C stands
Canadian.
for. I don't know what a C.
Oh, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Wait, that's it?
Computer.
Yeah.
Why would that even
why
like
does
be?
it- why does
Western
everything-
RPGs are totally different than JRPGs.
Well, yeah, but what computer?
It doesn't
not
make
a
as much
region in
sense
the world.
nowadays, but-
No.
But it's how they played because they all had the similar mechanics.
So
Yeah.
so
guess that makes
Civ
sense.
5 would be a computer RPG.
what game?
No,
Civ.
that's a RTS.
No, that's a strategy.
Oh shit.
Turn based.
What about Ruse? Ruse wasn't on. Ruse wasn't on computer. That was on.
So
Xbox
Gears of War
360.
4 on Microsoft, Play Anywhere would be a C third-person shooter.
I don't think the C applies to anything other than RPGs.
Well, I don't make the rules, Keith.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep it real.
Well, he's just trying
Can
to
I
tell
keep
you
it
what he
real
just
over here?
learned.
I just learned that. I didn't know that. I didn't know you added C's in front of stuff. Like I got C Photoshop.
as opposed to iPad Photoshop.
C Photoshop CC.
I got CPORN. So
Okay, I know what my game of the year is. Right here.
Sorry,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I just got it.
I'm trying to move on as we pass this.
Really good.
You still use magazines, bro.
Yeah, but you use PDFs.
You don't know how to connect to the internet yet.
you guys don't give me the password.
All right, Neil's game of the year.
I'm also looking up any 2000.
Are you guys ready to hate on this?
You,
for it.
can try.
I think you're the only one that wants to do it because he didn't really hate on any of our games at all.
Keith's games suck. No.
Go ahead.
So this was really early 2016, and it was in early access in 2015. But it's a game called Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, fuck.
You can't hate on
I'm not going
that.
to hate on that at all.
That game is
That game looks awesome.
great.
I'm holding out till they release a physical copy for PS4.
Oh, okay.
Well, that makes me feel a little better for not actually playing it. I do want to
It
play
looks
it
awesome.
Well, why wouldn't they release a hard copy before a digital copy?
because it's the
Indie.
internet, bro.
Yeah, it's an
It's an
indie
indie
team.
RPG.
Oh, okay.
So
IRPG.
you might call it triple I. That's a thing people are doing now.
Triple I.
It's actually not triple I. Nor should anyone use. The whole concept is basically when there's a big independent company that is able to produce like high production value games. They call it triple I. We don't
Like
have
the
to-
guys who made the Castle Crasher game.
Oh my god, such a good fucking game.
And the
I
new
love
and the
that
new
game.
one, the one that's coming out, the
Like-
turn-based game. The pit something.
You showed us the
Fighter?
video the other day.
Wait, what?
No, it's
Wait, are you talking about Pyre?
No,
no.
the only thing I can say about it is that Keith said is there's a grid. What'd you say, Keith? It's a grid fighting game.
Behemoth Games.
Isn't that a grid?
Yeah.
Pit People. So Pit People is
What did you mean by grid?
Something I've got to Google later.
yes, it is a turn-based strategic RPG in the same vein as Castle Crashers result. It's got the knights and everything from
I was
it.
about to say, is this just Castle Crashers?
Same graphic style.
Same graphics
Same
and everything.
graphics. They kept some of
no,
the characters.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I actually bought the remastered version of Castle Crashers for Xbox, and I've had a lot of fun playing it by myself. But it's dead. No one plays it online anymore, so you can't really find an online match
Is there a way to play against computer or AI?
Play with computer, you mean?
to play with. Because
Yeah,
you always play like the storyline is you just
Oh, it's cooperative then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 4-player co-op. It's kind
Sorry,
of in the vein of
That Pit People game came out today
Gauntlet.
on Xbox One.
did it really.
Yeah.
$20,
wait.
$25.
Oh, that's why I've never heard of it because I don't associate with that console.
Yeah.
My wife won't let me buy one.